My first stop to authenticate these alleged Houdini handcuffs will be the Houdini attraction in Scranton, PA. Dorothy Dietrich and Dick Brooks run the Houdini attraction. They are great characters, wonderful people, and probably the most hardcore Houdini fans I've ever met.
I really feel that Houdini changed my life, that he gave me a direction to go.
Oh, man, look at this place. This is an amazing collection.
There was a little ad in the paper, a little tiny ad that said, contents of Houdini's home, Houdini artifacts. I was crazy for the personal stuff. These are very precious to me. Those two pictures, that's Houdini's mother and father, those pictures were on his mantle.
Wow.
In his living room.
This is incredible. I mean, for a guy like me, this is like Mecca coming here.
Well, thank you. And this is the water torture cell.
Is this one of the originals?
This is not one of the originals.
But you yourself,
This
though,
is
have
how
been
it
in
would
this.
look. Yes, I've done this.
Oh my gosh! So
This is the loneliest place on the earth to be. I just don't like it. I don't like it.
it's a horrible feeling. I mean, I did one for years in my show, and I died in this thing.
These are a special pair of froggets.
Why is that?
They were a gimmick for Houdini.
No way.
And this is the water torture cell.
I did one for years in my show, and I died in this thing. And they pulled the curtain in front, and they were playing loud music.
Oh, so your staff couldn't even hear you.
Yeah, and I knew right away that
This is
the
trouble.
thing that I had to do wasn't working, and I woke up in intensive care. I was dead. It scares the crap out of me, to be honest.
It's awful.
Excuse me for a minute, just a minute. Being that close to it brought it all back. Pardon me, just something popped back in my head. Let's talk about something else, okay?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, you're here, buddy. You're here. You made it.
I know. I brought the handcuffs to Dorothy's Houdini attraction because I know one of her best friends, Stephen Moore, is a master locksmith and a collector of antique handcuffs.
Actually, these are great. These are probably one of the best ones you want for movie props. It's really,
Okay.
they're nothing. They're a great imitation, but there's nowhere near or comparison to an authentic frogget. They look good, but they're not.
The first pair of handcuffs are fakes. They're not even Victorian.
Now these are, without a closer look, I'd have to see that they're Frogget or Darby, but they're that style.
Right.
Now with a closer look.
What are you looking for, Steve, if you don't
What
mind
I'm
me
looking
asking?
at here is this is where the handcuff was assembled. Now this was pressed in
Right.
and then peened with a designated tool made by Frogget.
So that's where those crow's feet designs are on the...
Yes, and
Okay.
they are Frogget authentic markings. They're a definite Frogget. It's a number 3. I'm gonna just check the spring tension now. And it seems to be a weak spring.
Okay.
So the weaker the spring, the easier they be to open.
Right. Okay, we know they're authentic Frogget.
Right.
We know they're a small size. We know they're of the right time period. And we know they're gimmick to open that way.
Right.
Could there be a chance that these were owned by Harry Houdini himself?
My personal opinion, and it's very hard to say anything at 100%,
Sure.
unless you had forensics documentation. I would say they're a good 90 to 95% authentic.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve, so
Got a
much
great
for your
pair of handcuffs
expertise.
there, yep.
Well, I haven't done the deal yet, but
I would do
hopefully
that
once
deal.
I do, they end up in my collection. Meeting Steve Moore was fantastic. I mean, the guy shared a lot of information that now has me believing these handcuffs could have actually belonged to Harry Houdini. And then, to top it all off, Dorothy Dietrich had an incredible surprise for all of us.
We have been working on a project, a Houdini project, of course, that is very special to my heart, and we want you to be a part of it. So we are going to take you to Houdini's grave.
No way.
You know, the bust that has not been there for many years?
Of his head that stood
Of
on
his
top
head.
of the grave, right?
We've been working on getting the bust back and placing it back on the grave
Oh,
permanently.
I've got, look at the goosebumps.
Permanently.
I've got goosebumps. This
So
is
it'll
cool.
be there.
That's awesome. I can't believe that I'm going to Houdini's grave. I mean, this is something I wanted since I was a little kid. This is Christmas for me, man. This is like the best day I've had in ages. To be there when we physically pulled the mold off the bust and to see the face of my mentor from a young boy It was amazing. I was staring into the face of a legend.
This is how you planned it. This is the way it should be. This is the moment of a lifetime. The moment we've all been waiting for so many years, Harry. You haven't been here where you belong.
There you go, Harry. Right where you should be.
Look at that.
Oh, man.
You have an audience, Harry.
Look at this.
You know that Houdini used to produce an eagle
Yes.
in one of his stage routines, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
That looked a lot like that.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Oh,
And it's full evening show,
Is that
too.
you, Harry?
this is no way.
It couldn't be a bigger sign.
Wow.
That is just out of the realm